This kid rapper got a once in a lifetime opportunity, an interview with No Jumper, when your numbers don't really say you deserve one, but nonetheless, he got the interview. But what he chose to do with this opportunity is now backfiring badly. Lil Brazy has been a fixture in the gangverse of social media for the last year. And for the most part, he's gaining notoriety because people is looking at him kind of like a locale. It's like you're claiming to be a big blood from the treacherous state of Utah. One, nobody associate Utah with treachery. I'm sorry if they are. We don't really look at Utah as a state where big bloods or big crips is coming from. But he's claiming he's a big gang member. He's claiming he's gang banging, and that's the entire shtick. Because he looks like somebody who's obviously ain't about that life, who obviously won't bust a grape. The fact that he's claiming to be that is the whole shtick. People are laughing at him more than taking him seriously. However, he got a no jump.
Big blood. This, hey, you know what? I heard little dude name. Little Brazy, whatever his name is, some Brazy. Somebody just reacted to some video of him, but I ain't pay no attention to the video. Like, this is my first time seeing him. So that's who Big Brazy is? Oh my God. That's who Big Brazy is, huh? Wow. Let's see, Lil. He look like Lil Brazy.
Interview, and he chose to essentially make his life 1,000% more difficult in this no jumper interview. It's one thing to endear yourself into the hearts of many by putting up this big blood persona, even though we kind of know you're not really a big blood or you aren't really like that, to be honest. But then there's one thing to take that persona so far that you're now dissing actual murderers and killers in no jumper interviews. He has this weird obsession with EBK J-Bo that got him in a lot of trouble during his no jumper interview. So J-Bo ops are apparently his ops, even though him and J-Bo.
I ain't gonna lie, Lil Dog, he don't look like no big gang member. Lil Dog look like a little kid. He done watched the internet and he look like a bad little kid.
They never had no funk. They never had no beef. He simply is dissing people who are really about that life because EBK J-Bo don't like him, even though he's not from EBK J-Bo's gang at all. So this kid who we've seen in multiple confrontations clearly wouldn't hurt a fly. He's not about that life. He's a good kid at heart. Took it upon himself to diss one of EBK J-Bo ops bands who's clearly about that life. He's in jail for murder currently.
I think that you kind of have filled the space that J-Bo left behind when he got locked up this most recent time. I 100% agree. Yes.
Insane take, but up with it.
Also, this is my first time seeing him. What's his name? Like Lil Brazy or something?
What would you do if you ran into bands?
BK bands will smack the shit out of it.
Stop it. Stop it. You just a bad kid.
Kind of knew you were going to say that, but yeah.
Smacking the dog.
So anybody who's a J-Bo op is just really not somebody that you're a big fan of.
This kid's entire persona is imitating. What he thinks is cool is...
Exactly. You could tell. He didn't watch the internet. They didn't. And the rappers can't even be mad at him because this is what they promote. They can't even be mad. They birthed this little dude.
What he's going to imitate. Now, he's 15 years old. He got a kid already. I believe once you have a kid, it's time to grow up. So I can't give him the kid is young excuse, bro. Because clearly we know he won't hurt a fly. Clearly we know he won't smack bands when he see them. But I believe this kid has watched enough interviews of his favorite rappers. He watched EBK J-Bo's interviews. He watched interviews of other rappers he's trying to imitate. And he believes this is the route to take. This is how I turn up. This is how I get lit.
Definitely. Definitely. He didn't watch the internet. You could tell he ain't big gangster. Big Brazy, whatever his name is. You could tell he not big gang bang, big gang. You could tell.
This is how I go viral. This is how rappers are supposed to act in interviews.
Yeah.
What he don't understand yet, and I think he's probably gonna understand it fairly quickly, is this is a lose-lose for you. You say something like that, and all we do is laugh at you because we know you're not gonna do a thing. And then in turn, you're not getting any street credibility from it because people is laughing at you. We don't believe you. And then in turn, the people who you are really dissing, they take it seriously. So you get no street credibility from dissing those people. People just laugh at you for doing it because they don't believe you're really about that life. And now you have real killers who want your head. And you're clearly not equipped or prepared for this at all. I'm not making an assumption based on his image.
I am. I'm making I'm making an assumption based on his image, and he looked like one of those bad little kids that was talking back to their mama growing up and just cussing, and he don't look big brazy, big gangster. This ain't, even though nowadays shit, it don't even matter. Like, it don't make you a gangster either, even if you just because you can get a gun and a switch and shoot somebody. It'll make you gangster. But he don't look big gangster.
We already seen this kid under heavy pressure situations. We see how he performed. He resorts right back to that white kid from the suburbs, bro. No smoke. And the age ain't an excuse because we know 15-year-old YNs who get busy, who get cracking. He not one of them. Here's a scenario where he actually got confronted by some gang members who he dissed in another interview 3 months ago.
Done dissing, nigga? You done dissing?
You done dishing Norte though?
Yes, I never, bro, I don't even fuck
Are
with
you
Chino
done
like
dishing
that.
Norte, nigga?
Yes, I don't fuck with Chino like that, bro. Please stop.
All right.
Wow, that's him. See, that's the image that I see. Wow, look, somebody depressed him.
Done dissing. I was not talking. Oh God, what is this, bro? I thought I was coming to kick it.
I should beat your ass.
Bro, I thought we was cool, nigga. I did not come here for this. Hey, let me call my mom's.
You lucky there's white people here, nigga. Lucky I won't beat your ass.
Wow. See, the internet birthed this type of stuff.
Call my mom's, bro.
I'm not clowning this kid for his reaction because people his age are supposed to behave like that. When you're put in pressurized situations, you are supposed to crack. But what you don't do is leave that situation after you manage to escape it, and then you go right back to dissing Norteños. You go right back to dissing people who have already.
Yeah, he got to know if he want to be in this entertainment, he ain't got to diss. Well, he getting that from, you know, the internet and people, like what's going on right now. But you don't need that. All you got to do is be consistent and do you. It's a space for him. It's a space for little dude on the internet to, you know, if he a little rapper or whatever, it's a space for him. But he ain't got to do it this way. He ain't got to, yeah.
Confronted you about dissing them, and you ain't want no smoke, no.
And he needs some wise people that have been through something around him to guide him the right way, or it's gonna end up bad for him out the gate.
Funk, and you cocked the plea and said, "Bro, I'm not even like that, man. Let me call my mom."
If I grew up around like in LA, probably low key, because like LA like is more Mexican, like Sureños, Crips, and Norteños. But like, I mean, the Norteños don't even run deep out here.
No, they don't be out here.
That's like a Sacramento type thing, or like
for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so okay, tell me about growing up in Utah.
I beef with all the Nortes.
Bloods versus Nortes is damn near like the 8 trays versus the 6 O's.
You actually know that?
No. It's more like how the Scraps and Nortes are supposed to be beefing.
The S word is a derogatory term for Southsiders. So not only is he dissing Norteños during this interview, he's also dissing Southsiders.
The Nortes be at.
The Nortes be over like on 21st and Pingree, 2-1. Sorry,
Okay.
not J-Bo, but you feel me? The North, all
That's what I
that.
was thinking. I'm like, that sounds familiar right
The North, on my mama. But yeah, they be over there on like 21st and Pingree, the hot block. It's a little street. They don't be deep over there. West side, we deep over here.
Hey, nah, but that's just crazy though. My cousin, I'm not even gonna say no names, but he got shot in the shootout too.
By
It was
them
him
by
and the
them,
homie Baby
yeah.
Sad. He got shot in the leg. My
by them
cousin
little
got
And that's how I beat too. I already can see it. Like, he around people that really doing it, that's really, living that life, gangbanging life, and they probably influencing him. It's both. He benefiting them, backing him up and being down with him and stuff like that, and they gonna benefit off of him far as getting popularity. And if he start making money far as in the music, they gonna take his bag. They gonna make sure they be, they gonna get in his pocket.
Got shot right here in the stomach.
Yeah, by the north.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So if you actually,
and then we've been to Block or two. You feel me? A couple times. Get back. You feel me? They tried to push up on.
Been to Block or two a couple times. Get back. Well, I guess nowadays it's just so easy for anybody to get a gun and been a block or two and get back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you just said.
I ain't even gonna say they tried to push up on somebody's crib. You feel me? And it went bad.
Your brother died. My brother was the one that faced him. Type shit.
Yeah, that lyric really stood out to me. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
What happened that day at the mall, player?
Me and the homies pressed up on some chap. We did him hella cold. They wasn't recording the whole thing. I was sucking him up in the mall. He called his homies. My homie ran. Fuck you.
I mean, nowadays I really can't take I can't take this kid seriously. But I know that I can go back to anybody can get a gun, anybody can kill somebody, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's the game is messed up.
For running, you're soft. You left me. Ran. The other homie put his hands up. Was like, "I don't want no problems."
You ran?
No, I'm not talking about you. No, the homie Mickey. But he ran, and then the homie he sat there. He put his hands up. He was like, "No, I ain't got no problems. I ain't got no problems." Bro, big group of chaps. I'm talking about 10, 15 heads deep, brass knuckles.
If you're somebody who's into this malarkey, who's into this buffoonery, you will love watching this interview, man, because this kid had himself a time. For an hour straight, he was dissing every op, every gang member he knows, every hood he don't like. He was dissing everybody. Had himself a good old time. But here's the thing, though. The interviews only last for about an hour. You still got to leave the No Jumper building after the interview and go back to living real life. And what we began to see is after he got done the interview, after the interview dropped, he began to have a really tough time moving around his neighborhood and his city because those same people was very upset that he decided to diss them on a very huge platform, and they went looking for him. And every time he was confronted, he had the looks of deer in headlights, understanding that he got himself in something that's a little too big for him.
Look at his face, guys.
Yeah, start telling what the it is for you, little. That's the name.
Here's where things start to really unravel. The person that he was with when he was confronted is his manager, Prestige. Prestige has been managing Lil Brazy for a little while now. When the No Jumper interview dropped, Prestige contacted Adam and No Jumper, and he was upset, claiming that No Jumper.
Who is his manager? I gotta see his manager. I gotta look his manager up after this. I want to see something.
Jumper portrayed Lil Brazy in a bad light, and that No Jumper is responsible for some of the things that Lil Brazy said in the interview. No Jumper is like, what are you talking about? Like,
no, you're his manager. You're responsible for all the bull crap he is doing. Like, you his manager. You should. I really want to see his manager. I gotta see his manager because I want to see. I just want to see what type. I want to see. I gotta see.
We asked this kid questions and he answered it, bro. And half the time he was dissing people unprovokably. He was bringing people up to diss. So his manager, Prestige, who was already upset.
So that's the manager. This is the manager. You are provoking him to be like that. Like, oh, okay. You the manager behind him.
No Jumper because he felt like No Jumper is the reason why Lil Brazy was turned up and said those things in those interviews, which to me is kind of crazy, bro. Because if you watch that interview, Lil Brazy came with a clear agenda. His agenda was he was gonna diss all his ops. So after the incident with Lil Brazy and the ops that pulled up on them at whatever store they was at, Prestige began to text Adam trying to set up a meeting, trying to talk. Adam is like, talk for what? Like, we have nothing to talk about, bro. Like, I don't know what you want from me. What exactly are you trying to sort out? The interview is already out. Like, what exactly are you trying to talk about? So Adam has sort of been like putting him off, letting him know, I'm busy, bro. Talk to you later, whatever. While he's trying to get Adam's attention, he realizes that No Jumper posted a video of him and Lil Brazy being confronted by the gang member at the 7-Eleven. He gets super pissed off. He gets irate. He feels betrayed by No Jumper. Now, every No Jumper post has a tag at the bottom of it. That tag.
The manager funny as hell, man. You should already know that this type of stuff gonna go on when you participate in this type. When you got your artists out here acting like that, you like a lot more. Just light. That's light. That's like somebody just pressed you, and you lucky they let y'all walk. Like, you lucky nowadays people is shooting people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
tag is who posted the video or who made the post. So he sees the No Jumper employee who made the post. I don't know if I should say their name, but he DMs them. And he DMs them from Lil Brazy's Instagram account, cussing out the employee. The employee believes is Lil Brazy cussing him out. So then he responds back and they start beefing, exchanging threats. Whole time is Prestige from Lil Brazy account dissing the employee and creating more smoke and more enemies for himself. Because this employee ain't somebody to play with. He's a reputable member as well. So he has that going on with Lil Brazy and the employee. He gets so pissed off after this exchange. Adam is ignoring him. The employee is marking him out in the DMs. So then he drives to No Jumper. It's unclear where he's currently at, right? Because apparently he don't live in Utah per se. He is like believed to live in Denver. So it's unclear if he drove back to Denver or who knows. But he drove to No Jumper yesterday morning on a Friday. He got to No Jumper. Now, the employee don't know yet that this was the guy texting him from Lil Brazy account. He just thinks it's Lil Brazy and him was going back and forth. So he pulls up and he starts threatening, where is Adam? I want to see Adam. Nah, bro, F that, bro. Now, he tells the employee, the same employee that Lil Brazy or he was going back and forth with, he tells this employee, hey, man, No Jumper is foul. They interviewed my artist without any supervision. So that's his entire beef with No Jumper, that No Jumper interviewed Lil Brazy without any supervision. He believes that Lil Brazy should have gotten an interview with an adult near him that could have stopped him from dissing or saying things about very dangerous.
oh, okay. But at the same time, come on, man. This is what Lil Dude been doing. That is part of his persona and image. He diss people and stuff like that. So you being a manager, you clearly know what's going on, man. Quit playing. The manager is playing dumb. The manager playing dumb, man. You know you influence it. You influenced that, man.
There's people that he got no business dissing. Now, it's unclear what his solution is. I believe his solution might have been another interview where he's with Lil Brazy and they clear things up, but Adam ain't really like getting back to him. The Lil Brazy interview ain't really do that well. It did about 50,000 views. Does not really warrant for a second interview, but he never really got a chance to express what his solution is. He just was pressing where Adam at. Eventually, he left. He left No Jumper. Now, when he got back to wherever he was, he got back to texting Adam. Hey, bro, when I see you, I'ma kill you. Starts texting Adam threats. Now, I don't know if he wanted to keep this in the streets per se.
Now that's how you know. That's how you know. If somebody, two things. If somebody ever texts you, they gonna do something to you. Two things. they crazy or they ain't about to do shit because, you know, that's evidence right there. So, yeah.
But Adam went directly to his Instagram story to let the world know that Lil Brazy manager has been texting him threats.
And then Adam, you know he gonna expose, you know he gonna show that. This is Adam22. You know he gonna show that. He gonna tell the world what is
him. I don't know if he had plans on keeping it in the streets, but as soon as he texted Adam those messages threatening to kill Adam, Adam went directly to the Instagram story, bro. And Adam let the world know why Lil Brazy manager texted me threatening to unalive me. Crying emoji. The only thing I got from this man is whoever Lil Brazy was dissing, they must mean business, bro. Dumb dudes is obviously dudes who you don't want to play with. Because the manager is moving like it's a life or death situation, bro. He moving like his life is in danger. Because he is panicking right now, bro. This man is saying, hey, bro, no jumper. If y'all gonna get us killed, I'm gonna get you first. That's what his mindset is right now, bro. Which, all in all, why was Lil Brazy dissing dudes who are obviously this serious if your manager is acting like this? So then Adam continues. Adam says, why do people keep coming on the podcast and dissing violent street gangs, then blaming me when people want to
exactly? He didn't tell them to come on there and say that.
Beat them up. Like, do you think I tell the Bloods and the Southsiders what to do? I promise they're not really concerned about me. They just get mad when you and
on the real, one thing about him, he don't tell people to come on his show and say the things they say, but he put them on there because guess what? He know they dumb enough to say the things that he ain't got to ask them to say. Straight up. He ain't got to tell. That's why Adam22, he don't tell people what to say on the show. He bring the dumb people on his show that's going to say the stuff that he ain't got to even ask them. They going to tell on themselves. They going to tell everything. He already know before he bring people on the show, he know what type of people they is.
Assault them online. So Adam believes that this dude thinks that he controls it or he could somehow stop the beef with Lil Brazy and the Southsiders and the Bloods is not happening, bro. I don't understand this thought process of contacting Adam or feeling like he could mediate street beef. No, bro. Contact people from that side directly. And if you don't really got pulled from that side and you feel like you right now can't really do nothing, bro, then drop the kid, bro. Don't manage him.
Exactly.
Move on. And texting, making threats. Lil Brazy account. Adam is thinking is Lil Brat. No, the whole time is Prestige. Prestige is DMing everybody. Adam, the no jumper employee, dissing. I wouldn't put it past this dude that he was super high, frantic and panicking, being unhinged, texting, making threats. Because once it would appear that he had came down from whatever trip or high he was on, allegedly, I have no proof this man was on drugs. His behavior, though, is screaming unhinged drug addict. But once he came down from his high, he began copping pleas in DMs. Here's a DM between him and the employee he was threatening, where he's copping pleas and apologizing. Once he realized the employee is connected to people that once his he DM'd the employee a very heartfelt and sincere apology. My apologies for getting out of character, brother. I mean, hey, listen, man, at least he's learning from his artist mistake, but you don't want to go around making enemies and beef and dissing everybody, bro. You kind of want to create more allies than enemies. That's how you survive in this world. So Lil Brazy, or I believe him from Lil Brazy account, will also issue an apology to all of Lil Brazy ops that Lil Brazy dissed during the No Jumper interview. Well, not an apology to all the ops, because he only apologized to the Southsiders because he said a derogatory term for Southsiders during the interview. And he says, I mess with all my essays and Southsiders. I'm from Utah. What I said doesn't mean the same thing. I meant no disrespect to the Southern side. But he's still not walking back the disrespect he said for the Nortennials or the North side, which to me, man, is a mistake. I feel like if you're somebody, man, with this image, yo, you could essentially become a rapper just straight capping. You don't really need to diss real people, bro. If I'm you, I'll go the Slim Jesus route, bro, which I'll create ops that don't exist. Slim Jesus literally like created fake ops. Came out, created a fake hood, created fake ops, And he was almost about to get away with it too if he didn't snitch on himself during that Vlad TV interview. I don't understand why you would choose to beef or diss real serious people when you're not some.
Yeah, Slim Jesus. He faked it all, and then he went on the interview and told him. So, oh yeah, it's all fake. I'll get A's in school. I'm not that type of person.
Somebody who's on that.
Canceled itself.
But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe he's making a mistake? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen.
Yeah, well, you know, leave y'all thoughts in the comments. It's easy to see. Y'all think the manager influenced this? You know, influenced his artists? Managers know who they managing, so yeah. I feel like the manager influenced his artist behavior. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he knew how Lil Dude acted before he even wanted to manage him. Managers don't, you know, they don't just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They gonna check out the artist first before they even want to. As a good manager,